Jack, I imagine you'd have taken 6-2 before the game. How was that?
Yeah, something we spoke about after the game was that I'm a perfectionist. Probably it's never going to find perfection, and so the fact that we concede a couple late in the game, it frustrates me a little bit. But I wanted to stress to the players that if we'd came in there at full time having won the game with a 90th minute OG, we would have been delighted. They would have been euphoric. So to win the game in the manner we did, the scoreline, the manner of the performance, they need to take huge confidence, belief, encouragement from that, because they were excellent.
What does that say about the team in such a high pressured game that they came out the way they did, 3-0 up after something like 25 minutes, and then to finish up scoring 6?
It just reflects what I think they're capable of. I know I've talked about it a lot, but since we put this squad together, they have a manner of playing that reflects how I want to play. They have a manner, I think, that excites the crowd. It won't always get us rewards, like last week for example. It won't always be perfect, but what it does is it gives you the chance to produce some performances like today in the first half, and we were ruthless today. That was probably the biggest difference. Something we spoke about during the week about when we create opportunities, because we always will, is about being ruthless with our finishing, and we were today. And the spread of goals as well, between prior to the last one from Cammy Smith was across midfield and defenders, which shows what we're capable of.
Well, obviously Stelios came into the game today in place of Gary Irvine. How pleased were you with his performance?
Yeah, look, he's for one of a better description, he's a maverick. He does things out of the ordinary at times, and he gives us a different threat from a full-back area, and his contribution today was terrific, considering he's obviously been disappointed about the team in recent weeks, and probably he was really unfortunate not to play last weekend at some point in the game. The flow of the game was difficult at times, and in hindsight, I was reflective on myself as a manager, and probably should have had him on the pitch at some point. However, he responded brilliantly today. His manner around the training ground has been the same. He was determined to come in and take his opportunity today, and he did that. And he'll continue to be an important player for us, because he obviously can play further forward as well, and with Lewis's injury, it's something that we might need moving forward as well.
You talked about the team being ruthless today. Do you think that a scoreline like that's been coming over the recent weeks? Because I know there's been a sort of opinion between supporters and people around the club that something like that, a team was going to get beyond the end of a result like that.
Yeah, I think so, because we have been playing well. Our form over the last 7, I don't know how many games, is really good. Our performance levels are really good. We haven't just ground out results, and I think that when we've won games, we've won them in style. And I was probably the same mind, that I did think that at some point we would give a team a heavy scoreline, because I think we're capable of doing it. That happened today. It was emphatic. We probably could have scored more. But ultimately it's only 3 points, but it's another 3 points, another small step forward. I've spoken often enough about this club taking steps forward, and what we've done is the message before the game to the players was that we've had to work unbelievably hard to be alive and kicking, because we were written off by a lot of people, probably externally and internally, but they've worked unbelievably hard to get to this stage, and we don't want to let that opportunity go. We're going to have to work even harder, but they did that today. And I believe they'll continue to do that over the next 6 games. They'll produce that performance level, and when they do that, they give themselves every chance of winning games.
You've kind of said there, regardless of the scoreline, it's still just 3 points, but to win by 4 clear goals, build up more of that goal difference. How important could that be come the end of the season, given how tight it is down at the bottom?
Yeah, the goal difference is huge, hence why I was frustrated towards the end of the game with conceding 2 goals. I understand it from a human nature perspective, because I've been there as a player, and even the top teams have those moments where that the edge comes off you slightly because of the situation in the game. But I think scoring the 6th helped, because it put that gloss on the scoreline again, and as you said, it's another goal, another 4 goals, and it's helped us goal difference wise when you look at some of the other results today as well. So these are all important things. We are in a good place right now. It's just continuing to do the same things game in, game out.
What can a result like this do for the team?
I genuinely don't read too much in it, other than I think it just strengthens that belief again. I've talked about that belief being in that dressing room now. It is. If you come up to our training ground, it's there. It's tangible. The mood is changing, even around the stadium it's changing, and that's powerful when you build it. It's not easy to do. There's going to be blips along the way as well, but it's there, and once it's there, you don't want to let it go. You just got to keep growing it, and that's why I'm in there stressing to them the importance that they have these standards all the time that they aspire to, and that group understands that, they buy into it, and I'm delighted they got the rewards today for them, because they're the ones that go out there and deal with the pressure on the pitch.
All focus turns to Dumbarton here next Saturday. How much do you think the players are going to be up for that, and do you think if it was to come around tomorrow the players would be desperate for that?
They're enjoying their football just now. That's evident in how they're playing. They are responding to big games brilliantly. You look at games here, Hibs, Dundee United, big games, Ayr away not so long ago, big game, cup final, result didn't go our way, performance level good. In these big games they've shown that they actually thrive off it. And these are the games I like as a player. And I think when you've got importance to them, we would much rather they were at the other end of the table, and that's where our aim has got to be in the future. But for the moment we are where we are, but thrive off it, enjoy it, have their chest puffed out, feed off the energy of the crowd, let the crowd feed off your energy, and once it's potent once it comes together, and that's what we aim to keep doing.
The only real negative today was that Lewis Morgan went off injured. What's the kind of update on that? He's
away to hospital just now. He'll have an X-ray and scan. Most likely suffered a serious injury, which will probably rule him out for the season. First and foremost, I'm incredibly disappointed for him as an individual, as a human being, because that's where we always have to remember first how he'll feel about it. As a club, blow for us, because he's been terrific all season, not just through this good period, even prior to that. I think he was the one that consistently produced good performances, but he'll bounce back from that, no problem. And if anything, it strengthens the resolve we have as a group, staff, players, to make sure that for guys like Lewis, if it's a serious injury, Harry Davis, David Clarkson, that we go and get ourselves out of position for them, because they've played a big part in the group this season, training matches, and it helps us do that.
Thanks very much, Jack.